comrades are on the ground doing their best, doing door-to-door campaigns and making sure that they got out the vote. And got out the vote, they really did. And I know that we'll be joined by some of our leaders here to just, tell us what was going on the ground, their experiences there. Most of them were voters, and they will come and just celebrate with us and give thanks. It's always good to go back to the people and just say thank you when something good has been done. So that's really the purpose of this discussion. So besides the leadership of the party, our caretaker leaders, if I may add, we also expect to hear from those people that went for long nights without sleeping, and we also expect to hear from those in the external assemblies, just to talk, just to discuss, and then maybe we can also, just hear views, what people think about 2023, how we can start, making sure that we are ready for 2023. If there is going to be any training that will be done, how can it be done? Because I'm saying this from the perspective that, especially on the 26th March by-elections, the training included some of our leaders that were in urban constituencies and urban wards, and there was a lot of criticism that came from the citizens. And as you know, the citizens are now at the center. We are now at the center of all decisions that are being made in Triple C. So it's really an opportunity for us to discuss that, for anyone here to propose a typical 2023 twinning program, because surely the twinning program will be done. The citizens have to put in their input. So with the elections department, we have leader Ellen Shiriedenga, a very technical person, who will also be talking about that. And Councillor Ian Makoni will also join us from the elections department. He's our secretary for elections. And then the organizing department will also chip in on what they think about the 2023 twinning program. So, yeah, let's sit down, get our water, not drinks, our popcorns, and discuss for the next 2 hours. Thank you, host.
Thank you so much, Chief. Like I said, it's a day that we've all been waiting for. I think a lot has happened in the past couple of months, like what Chief has said, and I think we've actually made history, because some of the things that we did on the Twitter Spaces, it could be on WhatsApp groups, it could be on Zoom, it could be on Facebook, it could be on LinkedIn. There's been a lot of work and bringing or coming together as citizens who are seeing the difficulties that our country is facing. We brought our hands together and we decided to start something that has never been done before. And what we did was to facilitate that the by-elections, the rallies flow. And in as much as it wasn't a bulletproof as such, but it gave that edge that was required. We all know that the regime in Zimbabwe has really stripped Triple C, which is a new party which had nothing, literally nothing, and from nothing to going into by-elections and winning some elections. I think that was is something that has never happened, or something that has never been heard of in the history of any elections anywhere in the world. But Triple C did it. It was born in January, end of January, and in March, on the 26th of March, there were by-elections. And through the work that the citizens did, that those by-elections were won by Triple C. We are talking of by-elections, and we won them in an environment which was not free, which was not fair. But because of the resilience that was put in, because of the amount of work that was put in, we actually saw things happening. And I just want to take this opportunity to say to all those citizens who are on this platform tonight or this afternoon, this morning, this evening, you need to take your right hand or your left hand and pat yourself on your back to say, well done. Because had that not been because of the work that you put in, had it not been because of that £10, £20, $20 that you put in that went towards these elections, this would not have happened. So I think that we need to acknowledge that we did something that has never been done, something that we probably need to have a space, a different space to this space to say, right, guys, we are facing 2022 right now, 2023 elections. This is what we did in the elections that have just gone. What is it that we can do to make this better than what we have done? What is it that we need to do? I think, I mean, an answer just from my observation is we need to increase participation. We need to make sure that we've got a number of channels that we were not using to start using them and make sure they are open so people know what is going on, so that they know they are also part and parcel of the citizens who are supposed to make things happen. If we are not able to vote, if we are not able to register to vote, we've got a voice. We can influence. We can make an impact. So I think for now, that is what we have done. And going forward, we need to find ways of getting this possible and even better. But I think we have tested something that we created, and we know if it's properly coordinated, if we come together as citizens, we will be able to do things that can change a lot of things. So, um, I'm going to invite speakers while we are waiting for our leadership to just have a conversations to just express how we feel about what we did or what happened during the by-elections, in the run-up to the by-elections, in the run-up to the rallies, just so we can express the feeling that we had. What do we feel like? What do we think? I know there are things that we did right. I know there are things that can be done better. And I think this is a platform where we can discuss and find ways of improving ourselves, of getting ourselves better, because what we are going to be facing, ladies and gentlemen, is something that is going to be more stiffer than what we have just gone through, something which is going to be more challenging. And we know that, but we have time to start working on preparations. In fact, if I say time, I probably be wrong. We haven't got time. But I think with the time that we have, we're able to work really hard so that we can do better. And by mid next year, we will be talking of something new. So those who are willing to share their views, um obviously through the participation, through the work that was done, yeah, I'm going to invite you to come onto the platform and share your views, um while we are waiting for our leadership. Again, to those that have just joined in, thank you so much for coming on board, ladies and gentlemen. We really appreciate you, our leadership who are here. Yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate you because all the things that have happened, without you, without your participation, it would not have happened. It would not have happened. So, yeah, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. Those who have just joined, can we please try and retweet? And retweeting will get a person who probably may not be aware of this space aware. So, I think there is about 104 of us. If we do 104 retweets, I think that will make a big difference. The message will go out and wider. Right. I haven't had any requests so far. So, Chief, if you want to add in, share something, please go ahead. My sister Diamond, you are there. You want to share? The platform is there. We can share. You are one of the hustlers, one of the hard workers that we did a lot of work with on this space. We've got my sister Beauty there. I'm going to do a call out. We've got my brother Sabuku there. We've got my sister Patricia there. We have many others that we've been working together here. The Princess of Guru there. We've got Danford there. We've got Nyasha there. Ubuntu, Citizen, Chihera. We have a lot of people that are on this space that we worked hard to really get to where we did. And that is appreciated. In fact, it shows the strength that we have working as teams or working together. My sister Diamond, I am going to give you the floor.
Thank you very much, Mkoma Washington. I do appreciate the invite, Majita Enyu. And I would say good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everyone on the platform. And it's really, really beautiful that we congregate once again for the purpose of appreciation for the hard work that was obviously done. And looking back, you would see how much the hard work paid. So I just accepted your invite, Mkoma Washi, to kind of strengthen my fellow citizens to say, we did it. We absolutely nailed it. I was so smiling when you said, if you can just pat yourself on the shoulder and say, well done. Because sometimes, sometimes we don't appreciate ourselves enough after working so hard. You realize, Mkoma Washi and everyone on the platform, that takaita chirwirangwe. For those that understand Shona, for Sindebele city sabamba ndawonye. I noticed something. For me, I'm a very, very good reflector. I reflect so much. Maybe it's to do with the type of job that I do. I look back into the whole day and play it bit by bit to see Kutijo Piper and Atukudi, how could I have presented myself better? And if the situation presents itself again in the same manner, how will I act differently to make things better? I looked back after we finished the fundraisers, and I definitely know, Kutijo, my fundraisers were being conducted from different platforms and different angles. I was part of the one that Mkoma Washi you were talking about, the one that we spent 4.5 days. I looked back to see, Kutijo, what could I learn from that? I noticed, Kutijo, when people get together, vanhu vakabatira pamwe chete, abantu vengavamba ndawonye, we can move mountains. Definitely, when I look back, I'll see, Kutijo, there are people who would take the shift in the morning. When I say shift, I'm talking about the fundraiser, because it was a 4.5 days non-stop, as in 24 hours a day. You would go to bed and wake up in the morning. In your morning, you'll find other people still vachimhanya nechimuti. And while those people would go to sleep, Imimi would take over and begin to manya nechimuti up to until those people wake up in their own morning. Obviously, considering kuti tinobva kuma time difference akasiyana-siyana. But one thing that I saw nema CCC is that a notion of kubatira pamwe chete, ukubambela ndawonye. It was amazing. And honestly, I can't thank us enough. I really, really can't thank us enough. And that kind of showed some element of the need for all of us, whether my foot soldiers. I've heard quite a few times when people kind of want to look down upon maybe my foot soldiers and then Variku diaspora as if to weaken the other. But one thing that we proved during the by-elections time, pre-by-elections time actually, was that we all need each other. My foot soldiers who were doing the job. And one picture that kind of nearly made me to shed a tear was a picture of my comrades Angaka Fuga Magumbezi, Anababa Vechikuru, Vachigada, the vote. That one, to me, it was just something else. I thought, Kutijo, as much as we are here doing what we are doing, we also have people on the ground who are actually doing the work. And definitely at the end, Mukatarisa my results, it shows Kutijo the work was worth it. So thank you very much. Thank you to everyone. But having said that, Mkoma Washi, thank you for saying, Kutijo, there was so much that could have been done differently. One thing that I noticed that we ought to, because 2023, as much as it may sound like it's so far, goes to 2022, one thing that I think we ought to do differently, tisaite chipata-pata, or let us not leave things too late and then last minute takuzoita chipata-pata, because sometimes tinopinda panic mode. And when we get into the panic mode, most of the times, in any way I was trained, takadziswa kuti avoid, even if the house was on fire, avoid getting into a panic mode, because unotozogona kutadza kuita things that you would have done appropriately, properly and sufficiently if you had been calm. So one thing that I would want us to probably consider, timbonofunga nezvazvo, is having to start now. Let's start now. If we are going to be doing fundraisers, if we are going to be doing whatever that needs our resources, because one thing cannot go ignored, to say ZANU-PF has stripped us of any type of resource that we can ever get. That is due to us, but we definitely know that they try to frustrate us as much as they can. So let us not act oblivious of ZANU-PF. Let's not act as if we don't know what ZANU-PF is capable of doing. Isusu ngati fambe a step ahead of them, such that even if, and I'm saying even if, tikanyimwa whatever, if there is anywhere where we should be getting resources in accordance to what is should be ours, it's just negatively a step ahead. So I would want to employ to people to say, kana leadership yauya, kana, if there is any of the leadership who are within us, amongst us right now, to consider when they are planning Kutijo, they need to direct us, they need to give us a clear way to say this is the way to go, so that we can start to engage nema fundraisers, so to avoid us getting into the panic mode a few months before the elections. But as I finish, I would just want to thank everybody. I can't finish and a lot of people. Sabuku, how are you? Say, I can see you and I appreciate you so much. We worked so very hard together. And Ramkoma Isa, Omkoma Denford, and everybody else, guys. If I didn't mention you, it doesn't mean I'm taking for granted the work that you did. There's a hell lot of us here. And Taakutozivana and Dr. Maifa, Taakutozivana, we've never met each other, but because we have understood the cause that we have for our country, Zimbabwe. And Princess Bukururu, Sometimes I just hear your voice and I know it's you. And I know you, but you don't know me. And I'm sure there's so many of you. When you hear my voice, you actually know that that is Sister Diamond. So thank you very much. Aluta continua. We are not stopping for nothing. And we have said there are people like me who have actually said, come hell, come thunder, come sunshine, we are going to stand with the CCC, and we will do everything in our capacity to support a worthy cause, kusunungura our Zimbabwe up to a time when our Zimbabwe will be free. We shall not rest. So Aluta continua. Thank you very much. Thank you, Majita Yenyu.
Really, truly appreciate you, my sister. I really, truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. We are learning, we are in the process of refining ourselves. We have Jay Yakasini. You need to correct me there. Yaka Snisni. Would you like to unmute and speak, please, and correct me there?
Thank you, host. Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, and go ahead, my brother.
Okay, it's Jay Yakaznisi. Jay Yakaznisi. Yeah, that's my handler there. Okay. I just want to appreciate the effort that the citizens are putting towards change. And I also want to comment on timing, like my sister was just saying. I happen to be part of a fundraising team in our corner or in our quarters. But the time that we were notified of the twinning, the time we were twinned, it was under 1 month. Like she was saying, she said 4 days. We were under 1 month, and we didn't even have a cent to do the mobilization of the funds. And I saw people giving out whatever that they were having. And I can tell you now that change is now. And people are ready for change. So I would want to request from the national that they start twinning us now for 2023. Say that we start working from today or start working from tomorrow or whatever time. Unlike to be twinned when it's towards the elections. I don't know how it works, but I would really appreciate if the twinning can be done as early as possible, so that we know which province is doing what, which district is doing what, and another thing that I want to also to comment is the way that we're operating. We were not giving funds to our comrades. We were working with the service providers. So because we didn't have time, we made an arrangement with the people that were twinned with, that they go and take limited resources according to what we're going to fund, and they overtook the resources. And after the elections, we realized that there was a shortfall of $700. And it didn't go well with the people or the foot soldiers that were twinned with us, to an extent that when we wanted at least a thank you from whatever little that we did to them, they refused. And the people that we are working with, they are not happy. So it's one of the challenges that we find ourselves in, but we are still soldiering on. And I think I want to thank the people that I've been working with, and everyone who is in the fundraising team, that we need to keep on keeping on. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. This is why it's really important, I think, that, we have a space like this, because it will help us to reflect And in reflection, it will also help us to make sure that we pre-plan and we kind of reorganize ourselves much better. I have put a pinned tweet of a fundraiser for clubs that we were running. If you go on top of the tweet there, you see there is a fundraiser which says Join CC Diaspora Network for Change membership. We created that as an automated function or facility to fundraise. The idea of that fundraiser is such that each and every person would go and pick up a position which they are comfortable in making their contributions. And that will be a monthly contribution. So if you, for instance, you are comfortable to paying $1,000 on a monthly basis, you can go into the $1,000 field and you can put your $1,000 in there. So that means that $1,000 will be taken from as a direct debit on your account every month. If 1,000 is too much for you, we have 100. So we've got $100 section where you can sign up to say, I am prepared to support this struggle, and that's where my $100 is. And then you can support that with that $100. We've also got a $10 facility as well within the clubs where you can go in and say, my $10 every month will be taken. So all you do is you go onto the link, and on that particular link, you then be you specify there is a PayPal section, or you can put your card details, and right at the top right, you have a facility to say to allow the system to take money every time on a monthly basis. So we were talking about preparedness. This is going to help us to prepare. And the issue about these clubs is, like, for instance, right now the party is functioning. There are still rallies happening, the traveling. There are so many things that are happening right now that is required or needed to get our movement or to get our triple C oiled. And with this kind of a fundraiser, once you set up a direct debit, you don't even need to worry yourself. You know, every month, if it's $10, your $10 is going. If it's 50, if it's $100, your $100 is going. You know, there's a section where you can either do a one-off. There's a dollar section. Now, the dollar section, you can go in and put your dollar in, or you can put $50, $20, whatever you can afford at any given time. That is a section that when you want to do to give, say, a one-off, we would say go onto the dollar section and do a one-off. It could be 20, 50, 400, 500. You can put it that way. I'm specifying this because the issue of preparedness came in, the issue of us being ready came in. Now, imagine we invite our colleagues, our members to say, guys, we've got a fundraiser, which is an ongoing fundraiser. Let's go and be members of that particular club. And once you are a member, there are so many advantages as well, because we're able to send you an email update on whatever is happening. So, whatever is happening, once you become a club member, you get to know things that are happening as and when it's happening, and it's quicker. It comes straight into your email box. So that's one of the reasons. And for that, imagine if you decide to say, I'm going to be paying $100. It's $100 on a monthly basis. And imagine if there's 200 people who are paying $100. That means we are supporting our party, we are supporting our movement, we are getting ready for 2023. So, but you need to be able to go into a category that will make you happy, a category that will not, take everything away from you, because we still want you to be able to sustain yourself. But here and there, when you get a little more, you can go onto the dollar section and you put your dollar, $5, $3. And I really want to urge each and every person who is on this platform that if you are able to donate your dollar, please go onto the coffee, onto that link, and donate your dollar. And let us know how difficult it is, if it's difficult, or how easy it is, if it's easy, when you've done your donations. We are going to need to start shaping the route that we are going to take. There is technology these days, and if we can avoid doing 4 days, 4.5 days, imagine 4.5 days on the Twitter space. Some people didn't even go to work. Dr. Pity is here. She's one of the people that were on the space non-stop. And we have other people like Shami. Is Shami here? They were here non-stop, and that is the fight that is required to say when we are at war, because it's basically like we are at war right now. We are literally at war, because all the things that we did, we were like soldiers who were told to say, look, we've got by-elections next week, and this is what we require. And what happened? Everyone was in combat, fundraising mode combat. And we started the fundraising, our dollars, our $2, our $5. And look at what happened. We saw the results coming in. Imagine if we had not done what we did, what would have happened? So that has actually shown us a light to say, coming together, or when we work together as one, we can actually make a big difference. We can make a big difference. So that's what is required. So I don't know. Chief Jose, would you like to add something on the fundraiser that I've just spoken about? We've just added my brother Jason there. You speak after Mambo Jose has spoken.
A great initiative. That we should all take up. Each according to what you can afford. If you afford $10, if you afford $100, if you afford $50. I think he also left out that there is actually a $1,000 club, which is also called a business club. So whatever you can, wherever you think you'll be comfortable, it's actually a good idea to just join, and then you make it a monthly commitment until we get to elections, because I think what we want now are those men and women who are prepared to sacrifice to that extent. And unlike other fundraisers that are ongoing, because we know that the citizens are fundraising to defend the vote. It's great. We should support that. But we need to support the party right now. We need to support the rallies that are going on right now. We need to support the campaign initiatives that are going on right now. I know some of you might know that the leadership of the party, formerly the national executive members, are now deployed in rural areas. They are going to be in rural areas from now until 2023. And those leaders know where they will be. I know that VP Kore is working in the Masvingo area. And yesterday she was addressing a rally in Masvingo. Not addressing a rally, rather. She was just doing a program there, encouraging people to go and register to vote, and making sure that everyone is ready for 2023. So all the rural areas are covered. Those people that will be going out there need support, not in 2023, but they need support right now. As President Chamisa has said, 2023 is going to be won right now. We are going to win 2023 in 2022. The work that we are going to do now is the work that is going to guarantee that President Chamisa will be in the State House in 2023. So we need fundraisers that take care of the immediate programs that are going on right now. You know, the president's office need to be funded. I think you heard at one of the spaces when SG Wende was explaining, you know, how much money is used or how much money is needed when number one moves from one place to another. Today they were in Gweru. You know, it took money. They needed fuel. You know, they needed to ensure the safety of our president. All that takes money. So we really need to come up with a plan that takes care of the immediate costs that the party needs to run. If you talk to the party administrators, they will tell you that it's expensive to run a party. You need at least $30,000 a month for you to do that. For you to be able to amply run, you know, just the administrative side of the party. Now you throw in campaigns, you throw in rural outreach programs, you're going to need more. So we obviously cannot do all that. We cannot take care of the whole budget, but we can do the little that we can. If we can afford to give the party $10,000 a month or $15,000 a month, that would be great. And like my brother who was speaking a few minutes ago, I don't know which assembly he is in, when he was saying we were not giving our comrades on the ground, you know, cash, because you know that may cause issues. You know, experience has told us that that causes issues. We agreed that, you know, together with the organizing department and the secretariat, that people will be given the resources that they need. If there is need for flyers or posters or fuel, you give them the flyers and the posters, and you give them coupons for the fuel. That way, you know, you are sure that the money is gone for its intended use. We are not suggesting anything, but it's just one of those checks and balances that we have discussed with everyone, and everyone is comfortable with that. So that's something that we can look into again as citizens, and see what formulas we can use to support the party with regards to that. I just want to inform everyone here, with your permission, Mr. Ali, that I spoke to VP Karen. She'll be joining soon. She's driving from Gweru. So she said that whenever she gets somewhere where she can park, where there is adequate connection, she'll be able to join in. You know, that's the commitment, the passion to the struggle that you know, should spur us even to do more and do better. When our leaders, you know, are like that. She went to drive from Mutare to Gweru this morning alone, because she can't afford to have someone drive here. And now she's driving back to Mutare, but she still wants to be part of this program. And she said that she will let us know as soon as she finds a place where she can park. I also know that leader Clifford Satwayo, the caretaker secretary for diaspora affairs, has had a breakdown on his way from Gweru, but he said he will join. Leader Ellen Shiriedenga, the caretaker deputy secretary for elections, will be joining us soon. And then I will go out and try and get Honorable Chibaya to join us. Back to you, Champion Ali.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much. Before I give the mic to my brother Jason, I just want to call on Dr. Peters Smatters and Sabuku to just come up here. You come up here. We need to hear from you guys. We worked so hard during the 4.5 days of Twitter rally. So I would really like to hear your voices and share, before we get our leadership on the platform. Leader Elaine Shredenga is already on the platform. We are trying to get her to come on the floor, but in the meantime, yes, my brother Jason, your mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Champion Washington Ali. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to say a word or two. The first thing that I would want to say is thank you to the leadership that are here. Thank you to all the champions here. And it is I'm pleased to know that we are all working in different directions in trying to make sure that we win the 2023 elections. What I can say is, I think it is now, up to the leadership to actually streamline the way we work in fundraising. Yes, I know Washington and your group were working, but we're also working as structures, even from the 26th March by-elections to the 7th May by-election. So what we need is a situation whereby we have an allocation as to the areas that you work. Like the way you are working seems to be working with the national in terms of making sure the national is able to move around to do their work. But I think also it is time that we appreciate as well what the structures did in their fundraising when they were sending resources directly to the candidates. We have heard some of the candidates coming up and saying a thank you and appreciating what they was done for their election. But now, okay, I would want to see us move now as we head for the 2023. Hoping, of course, that there will be no by-elections in between. If, for example, the coffee.com can actually be the coffee.com, if it can actually be doing the resourcing the national, and then we have the structures twinned right now with their respective constituencies for 2023. And the word that I've heard from the structures is they are all very eager to actually be deployed to be twinned with rural constituencies mainly. And that if that can be done now, then that will be very good. And then we also have the Court Act, which is fundraising for securing the vote in 2023. And so I think it's a question of, the national now sitting down, juggling out and making sure that, each one is given what they need to do. Because I think each and every fundraising is very important for the party as we go forward. Thank you, Champion Ali.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, leadership. I think that the appreciation which is happening here, it's not just the people that fundraised on that particular night. In particular, it is a broad acknowledgement, and there is so much that is going on because Triple C is a big machine which needs oil, and because it's a big machine, it also needs a lot of roots to be able to feed it so that it can be able to continue moving. I think our party is huge, my brother. It is huge, and what has happened is, or what we have shown by the bits and pieces that we have done in these by-elections, was a sign to show that once we come together as united, I can tell you nothing can stop us. I think we've got a lot of work to try and get people to come on board, to join, being it structures, to make sure they also join our online clubs, because all these are there to really get the machine going. I think the interim structures that are there, they have been doing a lot of work, and they still continue to do a lot of work. The additions of the likes of the call to act and the diaspora, is just those additions to what's already been firing, to really make things continue to even fire with more cylinders. So thank you so much for that, my champion, Jason. Leader Barbara, I'm going to give you the mic before I go to our champion, Elaine. She has got to go. She's not able to be here for a long time. So I'm going to give Leader Barbara and then our champion, Elaine, to speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Champion Ali. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, our listeners and viewers. I know this is also being screened somewhere, maybe on Facebook. Thank you so much for having me as your co-host, Ali. And I would like to greet my champion leaders. I can see Champion Ellen is already here, and you are expecting more. I'm also seeing my great friends, whom we spent 4 nights fundraising for this good cause. It's a pleasure having you. I can't mention you all, but I can see my friend Dr. PT also here, and other colleagues that we were fundraising together. I don't want to waste much of your time. I'll give the mic back to you, Ali, and then maybe I'll speak after our leaders have spoken. Thank you so much.
Thank you there, Leader, Champion Barbara. Our champion, Elaine Schredenga, has been working hard, making sure those elections were done properly, making sure that observers and monitors were sent to all these places. And apart from that, she was also making sure that the reporting of all the other issues which were happening, challenges and irregularities, were also looked into. So she has been so busy going non-stop with her office. I will give you the mic to speak, Champion Ellen. We appreciate you and we thank you so much for all that you've been doing and continue to do. The mic is yours. You can unmute.
Okay. Thank you so much, Koma Ali. Good day to everyone. Thank you so much for organizing this platform. And really, it will certainly go a long way, in us giving feedback to the people, to the citizens all over the world that have been supporting us. And we are here today. We take pride of the performance of how we fared in these by-elections, all because of you. We have been operating under difficult circumstances, but you made it happen for us. We thank you so much. And I remember the marathon, a fundraising, like the 4 days one, when people, they spent the whole day, the whole night, doing the fundraisers for us. And also even, the structures out there, some of them, I didn't even know them by name. I hadn't spoken to them, but they were phoning us. Ellen, where can we, in which areas can we support? Where are challenges? We got support from everywhere. And, because of your assistance, we managed to deploy our polling agents throughout the country. away with by-elections and our candidates. Yes, of course, there were some areas that were lacking in terms of support, but then what we got, we certainly did very well. And I thank you so much, and we are grateful. Unfortunately, Councillor Makone, being the Secretary for Elections, is having connectivity issues. But if he is able to join, then I'll let you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think there is nothing that makes one feel good than the words of appreciation. You had muted there, Champion Ellen.
Yes, my apologies for that. And I was just, expressing my appreciation and that of the elections department represented by Councillor Makone. Unfortunately, like I indicated, he's having connectivity issues, and if he's to join, then I'll alert you. But we appealed to you, particularly in the our colleagues in the diaspora, last minute, to say we are having challenges and we're having by-elections, but we're having challenges in terms of resourcing our candidates. And of course, I think it was my sister Diamond who strongly spoke about the issue of preparedness, and also my brother Mateo spoke about it as well. We came to you at short notice, but you came on board for us, and of which I certainly believe that it was a mistake, but also at the same time, it's a learning cave, for us to do our preparations on time for 2023. 2023 is just a few months away, and certainly we need to, to be prepared. There's a lot at stake. For example, we talk this time around, we currently have almost, 12,000 polling stations. But after the delimitation, of course, with the increases in our population, we are likely to have, maybe at around 14,000, more polling stations, and we're looking at, polling agents around, 52,000, and that is a huge number. So really, these are the areas that we really, really start to work on, and I'm glad even, I've been interacting with our structures from South Africa, from the UK, and from America as well, and even others in other outside. There's still that eagerness, to assist the party, and everyone. It seems they are all speaking. You are all speaking with one voice to say, "You guys, we want to be twinned, and we want to start working." And also taking into account, this rural outreach program, which Chief Soswe spoke about. We've deployed our members throughout the country to go rural, to do our rural mobilization. The rural vote is very critical. If you look at the current voters' roll as it stands, 67% of our registered voters are in the rural areas. So the rural areas is the game changer for us. And I'm glad, most of you are saying that, you need to deploy us, we need to twin us with constituencies where we are likely to increase our vote. And this is what we are trying to do. So let me just hasten to say, of course, this is a public platform. I will not say much, but then what we also intend to do is, I think in the next week or so, we are going to engage you at different private platforms like the Zoom meetings, which are closed meetings where we are able to strategically discuss the issues of training. And for us this time around, what we simply need to do is to come up with a formula for training. You know, we invest our resources where we are likely to get, you know, the biggest chunk of the vote in terms of increasing our presidential vote and our constituency vote, but also at the same time, we'll want to invest in areas where we would want to defend the vote. You know, we have cases where, of course, we have not performed very well in some areas, you know, ever since the party, you know, came into inception. But, you know, if you notice those areas, those are some of the areas where we have, you know, high leakages in terms of electoral discrepancies. For example, in Manicaland, there was, I think should be Mutare South or something, I can't remember exactly, where the discrepancy of the presidential vote and the parliamentary vote. You know, the presidential votes in total, they were 10,000 more than those of the parliamentarians. So really, obviously, something had gone wrong there. And those are some of the areas where we really, really need to invest in terms of defending the vote. So this is why I certainly believe, and this is in concurrence with our colleagues from other key operational departments, to say that in terms of twinning and in terms of applying our resources, we certainly need to come up with a formula which will be able to cater, you know, for the key strategic issues, for the key strategic goals of the party as we approach the 2023 elections. So that has been taken into account. But also going back to the issue of the by-elections, you know, it's quite you know, amazing how we managed to pull through, and looking at the aspect of coordination. Of course, like I said, there are some areas that we need to seriously work on. Even our fundraising, yes, we had fundraisers all over, you know, people fundraising for different constituencies and wards. But what we simply need to do now is, like I said, it was a learning curve for us. There is need for coordination, you know, from both sides, to say, yes, you guys will be fundraising in these areas, but also from our side as well, we need to, you know, there's an aspect of accountability as well, you know, and information sharing, which is really critical and which really is, you know, is key in terms of you know, creating trust and confidence amongst the people that are assisting us. So really, these are some of the issues that I believe that at a closed door meeting, we need to actually sit down and agree on the accountability systems and measures that we need to put up, and also the formula for our fundraising. And if you know, if there was one area also which really touched me from your response, from your support as the diasporans, was the issue of you know, an urgent rapid response, you know, kind of a, you know, team. You know, just before the elections, some of you came to us to say, guys, we know there'll be, you know, those urgent or unforeseen, you know, requests in terms of resources. And you guys managed to put a fund for that. And with areas where, for example, with polling agents that, you know, that were deployed, you know, from far away places, and that needed transport. You know, remember in some instances, like in Marondera and Marondera East, it's a rural constituency, and also you know, we had challenges where we couldn't get transport to deploy our agents last minute, but you came on board for us at a very, very short notice. So those are some of the issues that we are gladly appreciative for. And also in terms of airtime, you know, there was just a fundraiser which just 2 days before the elections, and we managed to get airtime from, you know, people giving us EcoNet, EcoCash, and some giving us airtime, we're able to share that airtime with our candidates, with our polling agents, with our district election officers that were there on the ground. So really, your assistance has really gone a long way, and we certainly believe that once, as long as there's coordination, surely we can go further. And like from our end, as I indicated earlier, I think the issue of early planning is vital. This is why we are also pledging that this week we'll do our preparatory work and also agree on the twinning formula, and also be able to share with you our budgets, so that at the end of the day, you know how much we are looking at. And also, of course, there's the rural outreach program, which we really need support for. So I'm sure our champion Organ Chibaya will come on board and will speak at length about it. But before I sign off, let me just speak about the results. The results we performed beyond expectations as a party. You all know how volatile the environment was, and also the aspects to do with vote buying, people, giving groceries, people giving food inputs, the drilling of boreholes by ZANU-PF as a ploy of vote buying. But however, we performed very well. Although, yes, we lost one or two constituencies and wards which were ours, but overall we performed extremely well, particularly in the urban areas. But also this result also gave us an indication of the amount of work, that is required in rural areas. And clearly, I know there was issues around Mount Daurin and our performance there, and really it's something, that is the trend that has always been there throughout, but it's one area that we really need to move, to address as a party. And clearly we have a problem there in terms of our rural. At least it has given us the reality of the situation of the ground of what we are faced with, and particularly if the rural vote is really critical. I was just before the elections, we managed to go to Mount Daurin. I think myself and then with the champion VP Kore, I see she's now here, and she can attest, to the kind of environment that we're exposed in. We went there, we were attending a funeral, we were burying one of our colleagues we had passed on. And, when they realized that there were CCC people there, we're not more than, 20. But when they realized our presence, the next thing they went to a nearby mine, with the ZANU-PF youth chairperson went to a nearby mine, and the next thing there was a lorry with which came with full of youths. Those makorokozas, they were wearing gumboots. Clearly they were taken from the mine when they were working. And the next thing, those makorokozas were wearing ZANU-PF t-shirts. And, there was glaring fear amongst the people that had attended, the funeral work. So it goes on to show the kind of, operating environment that we are exposed to in the rural areas. And really, when results come out like this, it's an indication of the amount of fear and intimidation which is there. And as a party, we really have, we really have a big task in terms of ensuring, of addressing the issue of fear and the livelihoods as well. Because even those makorokozas, when we're talking to them one-on-one, they'll say, you know what, it's just so we don't support, this party. But because we want to work in those mines, we are forced to buy ZANU-PF cards. We are forced to wear ZANU-PF regalia. We are forced to attend ZANU-PF events, but we don't support the party. But what we simply do is to sustain our lives. So really, this is the kind of challenge that we are faced with. As we think around the aspect of twinning, as we think around the support that we want to give, out there, we need to really think around the issues of livelihood. How can we best assist the people out there in terms of empowerment so that they are not vulnerable, to the ZANU-PF tendencies, to the ZANU-PF manipulation? And also the aspect of fear as well. This is one area that we need to work around. The aspect of fear and intimidation is one of the key issues that we really, really need to grapple with, to deal with. So I just wanted to give you a broader, synopsis of the rural, environment that we are faced with. But tied to that is the issue of the electoral reforms. Yes, we won, these by-elections beyond expectations, but that doesn't mean that the electoral playing field is level. We still have our electoral reforms fight that we need to push for. It's not all lost in hope, because some might say, no, we don't have enough time. But I believe, and also as the elections department, we certainly believe that there are some reforms, that we can get, that we can push for as we approach the 2023 elections. For example, we talk about this issue of violence and intimidation. Some of you might have seen the video of one of our councillors won last week, Councillor Michael of Zengeza there. He could see he was being beaten by ZANU-PF youths, throwing stones at him. And really, even the issues of vote, but those are some of the critical reform areas that we need to work on. And we said it's not like they really need new legislation, but issues to do with implementation. So really, this is one area that we certainly need to address, the aspect of reforms. And we are saying that as the department, we are not going to do it alone. We are going to, to utilize a lot of theaters of the struggle that, that we have. For example, now we have with our parliamentarians, with our councillors as well, and even you yourselves, the diaspora. You have a lot of networks that you can actually, tap on to assist. So that is one area that as the department will certainly want to work with you, so that you assist us in terms of lobbying, in terms of lobbying for electoral reforms, approaching the regional bodies, the international bodies, so that we compel the implementation of electoral reform, such that at the end of the day we are going to have a leveled playing ground for the 2023 elections. I think that's all for now. Thank you so much, for colleagues.
Thank you so much, Champion Elaine.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really truly appreciate you. We have our VP Kore, Mike Kore, Champion Mike Kore. You are live now, Mike Kore. Hello, Mike Kore, can you hear me? Mike Kore, you are live now on the Twitter Spaces. Would you like to unmute? Can you hear me? It looks like we've lost Mike Kore there.
Yeah, she's having connection problems. We might have to call her and try to get her to speak. She's saying she's not hearing. She just lost connectivity. She was hearing Leader Ellen when she was speaking, and then eventually she couldn't hear her. So maybe we might have to call her and connect her over the phone.
Okay. Let's try to give her a call and see what happens there. But we want to appreciate you, champion Elaine Shredenga for keeping on the championing. Thank you. Just a minute for me. Michael, can you hear me? You can hear. You are live on the. Oh, looks like I lost you. I don't know what happened there. Let me try and get it back again. I'm just giving back to you, either Barbara or Mambo Sose there, while I'm trying to get hold of.
Go ahead, leader, champion Barbara.
Thank you so much. Actually, I don't have much to say. We were the fundraisers, would want to hear. I would be in a position to hear what other people are saying. We are taking whatever they're saying. You know, I was reading someone's tweet, I've forgotten the name, where he was
Champion Barbara,
suggesting.
can I interject?
Hello.
I've got Mike Corey on
Okay.
the phone. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're live on Twitter, Mike Corey.
All right. Are they hearing me?
Yeah,
Can
yes,
you
we
confirm
can.
if you can hear?
Oh, okay. How are you, everyone?
We are good, Mama.
Ah, good. My network is not good. I'm driving from Gweru, so at the moment in the Apanya Zura, you know, so the network is up and down. So I will try. If you are not hearing me, please give me a sound so that I know kuti amuskuchandinzwa.
Thank you, Mami. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much. Allow me to express my sincere gratitude to North America province, everyone. I understand vana Australia, vana South Africa, vese vana Germany, mese makaita mabasa. Thank you very, very much for a job well done. You know, it was not going to be easy without the help yenyu ikoko, especially for this by-election yatakapedzisa mukazvambaradza vanhu vezanu nevaya vamakapa mazero. Thank you very, very much. I know the journey was not easy, but what I know is support yamakapa ndo yakaita kuti tisvike patiri nhasi. You know, I was directly involved, especially in Mutare and Manicaland province as a whole. So I just want to say thank you very, very much. And I know very, very well that you managed to support us in forms of my t-shirts, my flyers, my posters, chikafu chema polling agency, my torch, so many things with the airtime. I just want to appreciate, and I don't take this lightly. Zvichibva pasi pemoyo wangu, thank you very, very much. I know some of the words in Manicaland were twinned, Nana, like for example, Mutasa, yanga twinned in North America, Florida, like Kwame Nkwada, kwa twinned Nana UK, vana Kansela Sophie ku UK, Kumakoni, vana Kansela Stole, they were twinned Nana South Africa, vana Mutasa, vanga vari twinned Nana New Zealand, chikangadanga mvura North America, and kune vazhinji vandisingagoni kumenshena, ndangotaura kunyanya vandaishanda navo directly. So I just want to thank you so much, because what I know, a lot of money was raised by citizens in the diaspora affairs on Twitter. I know some of the people went 2 days, vachitraga without even sleeping, raising the money for the election, especially on the election day. So I just want to thank you very much, especially the 26th March by-election for our members of parliament. makatiitira zvakanaka, because that money went a long way to make sure that our agents were fed, stationery, all the equipment tanga tiinadzo. And I don't want to lie to you, Inini, I was directly in Ward 16 because that's where I voted for the MP and again for the by-election for Ward 16 on the 7th. You know, I was so impressed, and I was with the councillor. You know, that was the ward which I also contested in 2003. So I was the former councillor of that ward. So I was so attached to the ward, and the support which you gave us, yakatiita kuti tishaine. Tikawana mavhoti akawandisa, and without your help, to be very honest, it was not going to be easy for us. So I just want to thank you very much, because your support went a long way. What I just want to tell you is, sometimes this mission is not all lightly, but what I want to tell you is, it's not easy to manage an election without money. It's not easy to feed agents. And what I know is, without the money, chokwadima agents edu haasayizoshanda zvakanaka. So thank you very much. And what I want to tell you is, basa richiri kumberi, tichine basa rakawandisa riri kumberi. I know very well kuti you have already started for 2023. And what I want to assure you is, with the support which you are also giving us, honestly, we are going to get more than what Zambia is expecting. This time it will be something else, because people are geared and people have been already motivated. People have been motivated to an extent that these agents are not even asking for too much. They are just asking for that token of appreciation. And with that, it's a sacrifice. They are saying, really, we are going to stand for our party, and we will continue to fight for this struggle. And allow me to share with you something which I picked in Chirezi. I was in Chirezi last week. And you know, those people, it's a minority group with the Changani language, and you know, they've been disadvantaged for a long period of time. Now they are not going to school, which is the language yao. They are asked to kudzidza Shona. Ivo kumba vasingatauri Shona vachitaura Chichangani. So they are saying, we are sick and tired. Since 1980, we have been raising this and nothing is happening. So I assured them that come 2023 elections, let's all of us continue to raise that awareness, go village by village, recruit Vanu to make sure that you come 2023 to know voter advocate Nelson Chamisa. And those people just wondered, could Isuzu is citizens and the Imimi Variko, you know, the day of the election, especially a day before, you know, that constituent is big. That was Chired's East. You know, the constituent is so big. So they also want support in terms of just a vehicle, so that we go and make sure that every polling station in a moon, because iko kondo kunenge kwatinochika kuti munozitwa maballot staffing. So I think with your help or with partners, because I know on this space we have got so many people. Some people can even partner for just 2 days to give us the vehicle, so that that constituents also get some form of support, because we don't want a situation that we go for an election without those polling agents on the polling station. And I was assured by some of the civil servants there, and and they said to me, this time around, please make sure all the polling stations are polling agents. So this is what we are supposed to do, and with your help, honestly, we'll go there. We'll also get some support iko, because support iriko yakawandisa. That area is a minority group in kamwe kamuitiro kanoda kuti isusu is triple C. We are supposed to be seen there doing the work, because if you go and do visible programs, I know very well we will produce results. And what I assure you is, We are going to make sure that with your support, we will use it wisely, we will account for it, and make sure that the department runner, Ellen, Noramba increase at the issue of voter education and voter mobilization. And the other thing which I wanted to raise is, imimi vanhu vari kudiaspora, sometimes you think kuti kamari kashoma kanodi. Honestly, let me tell you one thing. Just partner with your constituency. Kwaunoberekwa, some of the people would say ini ndakaberekerwa town, but I'm going to encourage you kuti you have got gogo vari kumusha. Please partner with them, do something for them. Just a word of encouragement, a word of support will also go a long way. I know very, very well that all of us, now, because this time, let's concentrate with the raw mobilization, because this is where we are going to get more support, because at the moment, those people are sick and tired of ZANU-PF. You know, the other time, well, we were in TV down there. The issue of politicization, food distribution, and the like. People have come to an extent to say, no. Because we know very, very well, but without changing this government, we will continue to cry, toramba tichingo chema, toramba tichingo ita say. But with the program, the visibility on the ground at the moment, I know that every time, sometimes you will not even see those public pictures and the like, but just to be assured with the ground, because you know, because some of us, we are saying, let's go out there, let's go and support our mothers, let's go and remove fear in these rural areas. Because if we go there and they see, this is my Corey who is coming here, obviously they will also have the encouragement to say, if they are doing it, also we can try. So thank you so for your kutenda zvakanyanya zvapasi pemoyo wangu kuti makore ese zvanga zvisiri nyore but gore rino riri kutera we are going to have a bumper harvest because of your fundraising. And toda kuti Mwari adzorere pamakabvisa. May God increase your territory and may God continue to protect you kumabasa kwamuri, so that when we go for these elections, honestly, munenge muripo makamira muchisupporta musangano. So thank you very much, everyone. I know I'm not going to mention you by names, but all of you in the diaspora, may God bless you, and I salute you. I know you've got families. I know you've got relatives who also want support, but you know, muruku sacrifice. So we don't take this lightly. This sacrifice, inotaura zvakawanda kwatiri. So we will continue to pray kuti Mwari angowedzera pese pamuri kubvisa, so that this journey inobatsirika, this journey ingova nyore. Thank you very, very much. If there is anybody who want to ask it my questions before I leave this place, please do. Thank you very, very much.
VP Corey, we want to appreciate you. We know you are a foot soldier who is always there for us when we need you. On the spaces and on the ground, you are running around like a headless chicken. We really appreciate you, and we will do our best to make sure we continue to support our movement. We will continue to do our best. If there's anybody with a question, anybody who wants to ask a question, please go ahead and ask a question. I think we've got Leader Ostalos who has also just joined us there. But if anybody wants to ask while Mami's still here, please just unmute if you're one of the speakers and go ahead and speak to VP Corey. VP, I think masoko enyu anzwikwa ndofunga munhu wese afara Sterek nemasoko enyu we appreciate, we really appreciate, and we thank you for stopping to really speak to us and appreciate the work that the diasporans are doing and they've been doing. So yeah, we wish you a safe journey, Mami, and drive safe and be blessed. Kalamine, my last
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your engagement in these elections. May the Almighty continue to bless you. If it wasn't for your commitment, we probably could have lost the elections. Thank you for your contributions in building the new baby. Thank you very, very much. Of course, it's not over. A lot has to be done in the preparation of 2023 elections. We are continuing with the voter education to encourage the citizens to vote, to bring the change that we want. And we wish to continue working with you throughout the journey. Thank you very, very much. May God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Sabu wants to speak there. Go ahead, Sabu.
Yeah, before Mama goes, thank you so much, Mama, to hear you talk. And I really want to appreciate you in you are always available for us. Even when you are down in the Kumachonyo Kuma Reserve, you make time to talk to us, and we really, really do appreciate that. And also the update you give us, especially what you were telling us about the people in Chirez. It's very important for us out here to have this information and to know it coming from you direct on the ground, telling us what these people are going through. It's important that we know this, and this information is that information that always helps us in our fundraising, because the community here, we seem not to have a lot of this kind of information. And thank you so much for coming and telling us the situation on the ground. And we really, really appreciate you, Mama, and all the best for the weekend and the week ahead. I'll just give an update on what North American province has done. And as difficult as it is, we had Twitter fundraisers, all different fundraisers, but North American province, as a province on our own, we were directly linked to the candidates. Going back to the 26th, March 26th election, we were involved with MPs that were right, and we managed to raise, I think we raised 18,000 towards the 26th election, and most of all the candidates that we were supporting, they came out victors in the election. And the recent by-election that just happened, we also went back to this people who gave us the 18,000. Say, guys, we got a by-election. We really have to take this home. And surprisingly, people here, again, people in the province managed to come up with $2,800 that went through the by-elections. And guess what? In all those by-elections, we came out winners. So, like Mama said, there is a bigger job ahead in 2023, where we have to bring this baby home, where we have to take Advocate Nelson Chamisa to the State House. So thank you so much for coming to tell us as a province, and always available for us, and encourage other leaders to please make themselves available and come here and talk to us, because it makes our lives easier as leadership in the diaspora provinces when you go to the people to ask for these donations, when you come and engage with them on platforms like this one. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, and we really appreciate the leadership that's here today. And please keep doing it, and please keep updating us on the situation on the ground. Thank you so much. I give them back the mic to you.
No, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate. You know, the work irikuitwa nema champions kunokuka. To be very honest, ndinovatenda zvakanyanya. It's like if you saw the headline for Masvingo, mataona kuti ZANU irikunzi yakuzama kutotione kuti how are they going to stop people there, because I was there yesterday, and you know, avana zvekuti vachakwanisa kustop one, because people want change. People want change. What we just want is to continue to increase the visibility programs, so that we continue to raise the momentum, because come 2023, all is well. So thank you very much. And we will keep in touch. Thank you very much. Be blessed.
Thank you, VP. Safe journey. Stay blessed. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our VP talking there, appreciating the work that you've been doing. I've got two new speakers on here. I've got the People's General. The People's General, would you like to unmute and speak? And then we'll go on to Leader Fiona Madani.
Thank you very much. Greetings to you all champions. You guys will forgive me. My voice is hoarse. I was MC at a function at a wedding yesterday. My name is Shelton Chiangwa, also known as the People's General. I am based in South Africa, Port Elizabeth. I know that some people will know me here. I'm one person who went astray at one time, but I'm glad that I'm back with the citizens. One thing that I really want to share is that yesterday is to show how enthusiastic and willing and glad are people in the diaspora to support the citizens movement. So yesterday I was an MC at a wedding in Grahamstown. This wedding was the first wedding for Zimbabweans in this small town. So because most of the Zimbabweans in South Africa, they know me because of the humanitarian work that I do. I was approached by some ladies who came to where I was, and they said, General, we always see you on Facebook and on your lives.
It looks like we've lost the general. He's still there, but I think it's the network. Anyway, we're going to put him on a mute, and when he's able to speak, we'll bring him back. Leader Fiona, would you like to go ahead and speak? You can unmute.
Thank you very, very much for this opportunity, and thank you to everyone who has worked so tirelessly to bring the result that we have and that we are celebrating today. When I took the mic earlier on, I just wanted to thank my Kore, Zvakanyanyisa, a woman who has got great works. As one of our speakers has already said, you call her tonight, she will pick up the phone. You ask her to go to a certain place, she'll be there. Honestly, that woman, Mashandirao, I salute her. She was talking about Chiredzi. She was in Chiredzi there, and it's an area that is so underprivileged, as she said. And I really appreciate her presence there. If you look at the morale that she's left there, the enthusiasm that she's left there, it's something that if I look at it, that if all our national leaders engage in visiting all those rural areas that they've never been visited, it's actually a gateway to our rural mobilization. It can actually boost that fear, take away that fear that the people in the rurals are having, and boost our membership in the rural. I really thank Mrs. Corey, and I'm asking for all the leadership, especially our national leadership, to also arrange those visits in rural areas such of that kind. And with our support, I think it's achievable. Thank you very much. I don't want to take much of your time, but I really thank Mike Corey, and hopefully more and more are going to join in and do the same. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Champion Fiona. You've been doing so much work up there, up in the north there, north of UK. We really appreciate that. our champion Gift Ostalos is here. I saw him on the space, and I've just asked him to come on the space and have a few words. We really appreciate our leadership when they come on the space. As you know, champion Ostalos, it's a by-election feedback, rally, thanking the citizens that worked hard in trying to make sure that the by-elections went well, and I think it was a good test for us. So I'm giving you the mic to speak there. Thank you very much for coming onto the space.
Thank you very much, my brother. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Very clear. Thank you.
Thank you. I wouldn't have wanted to speak because for two reasons. I'm here as a participant to just listen and support the citizens program, but also the fact that a senior leader of the party has articulated the strategic direction that we are taking. So I wouldn't have wanted to speak, but nonetheless, I'll just thank everyone who has been supportive of the Citizens Coalition since its birth into the political market in this country. Look, it's been a process of hard work, commitment, and authentic leadership from the top to the last person in the rank and file of the alternative. Obviously, the by-election to us was to send an emphatic message and to put the dictator and the regime in Salisbury on notice in terms of the need and urgent agenda for change and transformation in our country. So we want to thank everyone who has given solid support to this yellow baby from its inception to this very day. And of course, we expect a lot of work going forward. The bigger meal, as we have said, that the by-election was just but an appetizer of the bigger feast and the main course that happens in 2023. So it's all hands on the deck. We have deployed the leadership of the party in different parts of the country with particular focus in rural areas, because our central strategic objective is to attain political power through a massive program of support in urban areas and rural areas, and with obvious specific focus of young people as the major demographic dividend, particularly those between the ages of 18 and 35. So we salute you, we thank you. And of course, on behalf of the movement, I also want to appreciate our champion-in-chief. He has not found rest. Traditionally, he wouldn't have been a participant since he was not in the by-election, but he has given support to change champions across the entire country, in the vice president and other leaders who were not participants in the by-election, but were engaged 24 hours. We have just went with the president to pay our words of condolences to one of our compatriots who supports or the alternative. Daracha Gonda, who lost his father, may so rest in peace. I'm saying this as an appreciation for the hard work and commitment by the president as the citizens champion. So he hasn't rested. Was just addressing inquiry a few hours ago and went straight to the funeral service that is being held in Harare, and of course to give support because part of our vision and values as progressive social democrats is solidarity with the oppressed and solidarity with those that have stood with the people of Zimbabwe. So we thank you, fellow citizens. Thank the Vice President for the clarity of delivery of the message from the center, and of course from the hierarchy of the leadership in terms of the strategic direction that we are taking. And of course, I see Leader Ellen Shiriedenga also here, and other leaders, of course, our chairperson, Mambo Soswe from America, and other leaders, and of course the diaspora for organizing this forum. I thank you. We are proceeding with the train of change. The objective is to make sure that we change the concrete lives or the suffering masses of our people without wasting time. I thank you everyone for listening, and thank everyone for coming on board for listening to this particular important program for citizens across the entire world. I thank you.
We want to appreciate you, champion Ustalos, just by coming onto the space. It gives a lot of confidence to all the citizens and champions who are doing their best in the diaspora. And I think with all the support that our leadership are bringing, it just makes people want to do more, because this means quite a lot. Thank you so much. We appreciate the work that you are doing, the up and down that you are doing, and the visibility that you are leaving every province that you are going. You know, it just makes everyone wants to do more, because we are seeing what we are doing and we are thinking, I think we can also do more. What can we do to do more? And things like this really gives us that motivation to say, guys, if those who are in Zimbabwe can do what they are doing, you, our leadership, then, you know, we will also do our best. So we really appreciate. We really appreciate. I'm going to go to our next speaker. I think we've got Citizen Chiwa. Citizen Chiwa, would you like to unmute and speak, please?
Thank you very much. I just came late to the discussion, but however, I just want to say congratulations on the by-elections. We did very well, and I'm so happy. I'm excited. But what I'm afraid is that we don't want to sit on our laurels. Ostera says we must have our hands on the deck. I suspect something, that ZEC might be something, try something which you pull out something which you might expect, because they can give us all these by-elections, but when it comes to the important thing, then they rig. Let me use that term, rig. So I'm not sure. I'm suspect that they say, why are you not protesting all these other election results? But when it comes to the important ones, for us to be the alternative government, then all of a sudden we are denied. There's rigging. That's where my fear is. But anyway, for now, let's enjoy what it is. And I want to congratulate all the leadership. I think we are all doing well. We are all, us in the background, we are doing our best to contribute to the fund to defend. I just want to emphasize, let's all go there to that and contribute to defend our vote. I mentioned the issue that it's suspicious the way ZEC is letting this, but they might just want to, or I want to use the same term, rig us at the right moment. But I think if we continue to contribute, if we continue to donate to the fund, I think that will help us to make sure that we at least defend our vote. I think that is what is important now. We can celebrate all these by-elections, but they're not important to ZANU-PF, as I'm telling you now. What is important for them, they know. The right is on that presidential election, is that on the last vote, which they know that they have to get majority in parliament. But let's defend our vote. Let's continue contributing. Let's continue go there and make sure that we donate and we make sure we defend ourselves. But thank you very much. Thank you for the time. Good night.
Thank you, Citizen. Thank you very much for your contributions there. As you can see, we also have a link right at the top there. The link, to those that didn't hear me talking about the link, the link is a link for clubs, which is again a fundraiser. This fundraiser is in 5 categories. We've got a dollar donation, $10 donation, $100 donation, $50 donation, and $1,000 donation. So the idea is you pick up the link that you know you are able to sustain. This is going to be an automated, or it's an automated link, which once you start donating, your money will be taken on a direct debit on a monthly basis until the elections. The whole idea is we really need to make sure our party gets oiled. We need to make sure that our party is sustained. And the only way we can sustain our party is by coming up with models of fundraisings which would not attract us to say, oh, there is ABCD, so let's do this. If we pre-plan whatever we are doing, it helps us to make sure that whatever we do, we won't be in a panic mode. We are in a comfortable mode where if all of us who are here on this space today go in and pick up a fundraiser that you think or feel this is the one that can sustain me. You can even go to the dollar one. And the reason why I'm saying this is when you join any of our fundraisers, if we've got any messages or if we've got any urgent matters of fundraising, we will come by email to say, look, we've got an agent ABCDE. Please, let's help, let's donate, let's do this, let's do that. Information will be coming. As soon as you donate, you actually get your receipt, and once the money that you have donated is used for something, we update you to say, oh, thank you so much, your money has been used for ABCD. So we are building a transparency mode where we are able to communicate with you in a much clever and smarter way. We are now in the 21st century where it's digital technology. This is why we are doing this. We have learned from the past, and now we need to make sure we get better and better. So the link that on the top, you can go and even put $1, if you haven't got that much, or within that $1, you can put even more if you don't want a direct debit of $10, $20, $50, or $100 or $1,000. You can go into the $1 and make your one-off donations there, or you can go in there just to test the system to see how the system works, because it's also good as well once you test the system and see how the system works, because next time when you need to make a donation, you then know that, okay, this actually works. So for those that are talking about that, I thought I would share that as well, so that we know, because we are now preparing for the long haul. We've got the citizens call to act, and that one is going, and any other fundraisers that we are doing, we need to try and support them, because the party that we are affiliated to is a big machinery. It needs oil. It needs to be oiled from left, right, and center. So thank you for that. I'll go back to the People's General. You got part
Okay,
of there.
sorry, thank you very much. Let me just about that. Thank you for that. But I think some sectors have been debating what they call I don't know, accountability. They've been this. I don't know how we can improve that. You explained how the reporting system is. Me personally, I'm satisfied with that. But I think there are other people who say, no, whatever we give, we want to see the breakdown of whatever. But what I thought, this was a fund for us to wait for 2023. So I don't know. There are some people who are discouraging other people to give and whatever. And we are saying, no, it's fine. This one is for 2023. And we believe that this one is not being yet spent or utilized on. But okay, thank you for that explanation. I do appreciate it. Personally, let me encourage somebody. I said to myself, I will not give less than $2,000 by the time we come to the elections, not even before the elections, because I want us to defend our vote. Definitely, we have seen what happens. So thank you very much for that explanation. I think my pledge, I've done it before on the other platforms, and I'm still giving. I'm just saying so that I encourage others to give. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Citizen. Thank you so much. Just to emphasize on this issue of transparency, ladies and gentlemen, we wouldn't want to come here and do things that are not transparent. That's why we have a system which is a proper system that can check. If people make donations, we'll be able to see how many donations have been made on such and such a day, who has donated. Your emails are there. If you want to put your real name, you can put your real name. If you want to put a name that you want to be called by, you can put it. But your email will come back to you and acknowledge a receipt of how much you would have donated. And what we can also do as well, we can also give a report back to say, after a certain number of time, this is so much that you have donated. That's how transparent the system is. It will break down to say, Washington, from this period to that period, this is how much you have donated. That's how the system is. It's got a proper accounting package which is within it, which within seconds, an email can be sent to whoever has donated and let them know how much they would have donated. So thank you, appreciate that. The People's General, you can go ahead. That's Felton, isn't it? Go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, Champion. I lost you earlier on. I was just giving a background at which I met with some citizens yesterday at a function where I was MC yesterday. I want to say this in commenting the work that the diaspora is doing, that there are people who are not in the party structures, but are so enthusiastic and excited in wanting to support the movement. These women surprised me yesterday. They said, we see you and we know you and we don't know where we are here in this small town, how we can be able to participate and make sure that the party continues to do well back home. We may not be able to go there, but we want to partner with our substance so that the party continues to do well. I do understand very well that we do have structures here in South Africa where I stay, but you would want to urge and encourage that such initiatives don't only continue to be talked about within our circles, within our structures and our space as members, but continue to take it to the citizens out there and be able to present to them ways at which they can be able to participate. Because yesterday they were so vigor, in wanting to know the processes and so on. I ended up just taking numbers and I was telling them that I will refer you to leaders who will be able to share with you how and the processes at which you can participate in supporting the party. So basically, this is what I wanted to share. But also in conclusion, I want to thank the entire leadership of the party for a tremendous job that they did in campaigning across the country, and of course with the victorious results that we all witnessed. I would also want to thank our champion in chief for being, resilient and working so tirelessly in ensuring that he reaches every corner of the country. But most importantly as well is to thank all the members from the diaspora. I do understand, having been involved in politics in the diaspora, I do understand the sole mandate of the diaspora, and that is to support the movement back home in terms of resources and so on. The issue that VP Kore was talking about of my polling agents, critical and very important. In the past elections that I've been participating in, at one time when Mureo was out, some polling agents would be bought through food, canned food. Some polling agents would be bought by a mere $10. So it goes really a long way, and the VP was correct to say that let's continue to take part and ensure that we support them, these ground forces who are manning our polling stations, because very, very small things would really deter and discourage others. But when we take part and take care of them, it will go a long way. And I'm happy that we have got people who have committed themselves to say, we are not even looking for any reward, but just a small appreciation in terms of their upkeep during the time that they are running or manning elections. So thank you very much, champions who have come up with this space. I feel really honored and I feel warm. Perhaps this is my first time to talk to people after I came from Wonderland. But anyway, I'm so happy, and thank you so much for champions who welcomed me from my moments of madness, I should say. I feel so loved now that I am back with the people. I have committed myself to save, to work tirelessly and ensure that here in South Africa, in the space where I am, back home from where I come from, mobilize and ensure that we take our champion-in-chief, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, to State House. This is a commitment I've made, no turning back. I've seen that, I've been there, and those were Damascus moments that I was in. And I'm so happy, and I'm happy that I'm busy mobilizing and telling many others that it is time for them to see the light and be able to support our champion-in-chief. So thank you very much. May the good Lord bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, my champion there. We appreciate you and we welcome you home. Yeah, feel free. This is a space where we really want people to feel at home. This is Triple C, and we want to show that we are different, and for sure we are different. Thank you again. We go to Muzi, then we go to is it Modi? Yeah, Leader Pamela there, and we go to Leader Barbara. I think we have lost Leader Esau there. Champion Muzi, go ahead. You are not. We can't hear you clearly. Do you want to get closer to the mic, please?
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds better. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I just I want to thank you all the leaders and all the citizens who are on the space. I'm really happy because we are raising funds to protect our vote, and even the effort that we have maybe put for the by-election, because it seems as if it has yielded a lot of or maybe good results. But I think we must have people from rural areas. I want to take, for example, the rural area where I come from. I'm from Boyera South. As of now, if you go there, Boyera South, I never been there, but I'm talking and maybe working with the people who are there. It seems as if the people who are there, they are expecting maybe the leaders like Leader Vondo and all those who are doing the rural mobilization to go there, maybe even once, because as it is now, it seems as if the people who are there who want to take the leadership, maybe who are aiming for the MPs and whatever, they are not all that united, to the extent that the people, they are also confused who is going to be our MP. And even if they are working, they are not working as one CC family as we expected. So I think there must be something that is done to target those areas, because Boyera South, we once won that Boyera South when Nemaziwa was there, and then it was taken by Chino Timber. But this is our right chance, our right moment to win Boyera South back. But we can't win as it is now. We have to try, maybe our leaders, they must target those areas. If it is maybe it's the problem of resources, we are trying as maybe Boyera South constituency people from South Africa, we do have our own group where we are trying to mobilize resources so that the people can go and whatever, and maybe to give them some resources like t-shirts and whatever. We are doing that so that maybe there will be visibility. But we are lacking mostly on the issue of maybe the leadership to be there, because the people who were there, some of them, if you talk to the ordinary people, like from my ward, they are complaining that these people who want to take the leadership are the same people. When they lose the primary election last election, they go and collide with the people who lose election, primary election in ZANU-PF, like Mudekunye. Then there was Boram Sango, and the people, our MP lost a lot of votes because of the people. The same people, they are the one again who are now running for the same leadership, and they are the one who are being known by the leaders. So I think there must be something so that that can be done, that whenever we're doing this rural mobilization, the leaders must also be visible so that they can unite the ordinary voters. With the ordinary voters, they are the one who know exactly what's happening. They know the people who they want. So it seems as if there will be some impositions of those members, because someone will come as if maybe he's well known in the leaders, or maybe he's having money, but the people doesn't know him, doesn't want him because of the previous. So I think, yes, we are doing a lot as people from the diaspora, but the people on the ground, they must also try to be visible in areas deep down the rural areas, so that we can win, like Bohera South. Bohera South is a well-known constitution, and we once won it. But it's a surprising, by now there is no even one leader who never been there for the rural mobilization. And the people who are there, they are not as united as we think as CC, because the same people who were doing Boram Sango are the same people who want to take who are aiming for the MP position. So it's just a plea, because I'm working with the people who are on the ground. I'm doing something. Like last time, I even sent 150 t-shirts to the people, because they were saying we don't have anything, we don't have even flyers, we are just people. We are talking as CC, but they don't know what is CC, who is the leader. So they must know. So I donate them 150 t-shirts. But the main complaint on the ground is they don't want the same people who have Boram Sango and they are coming again. Let the leaders go there for rural mobilization, sit with the people, and they unite the people. Because united we stand, divided we fall. We can have resources, but let the people on the ground do their own work. Because those areas, if we fail to work now, we are going to lose those areas. I thank you.
Thank you, my leader. Thank you so much for coming in with those remarks. We were a little bit out of the feedback that we are in, but I just thought, I'll allow you to speak so that we can hear whatever it is that you wanted to share with us. Some of our leaders are on this call, and I think these are some of the issues that we probably might need to have a different platform that we can work on. But again, there's another challenge that our leader, our VP, mentioned earlier on. She mentioned that every one of us need also to be active. Our country is a big country, and a lot of people are filled with fear. And I think we've got many sections of our country that are doing whatever they can do to make sure that change comes. So I think that goes with everyone who's on this platform, that in your rural area, in your urban, wherever you are, if you play a part towards mobilizing people. When you are overseas, we are in a very, very, very different place, in the sense that because of the hardships that are going on in our country, everyone is looking forward to us for help. Every month now we are sending money back home because things are so bad. We need our parents, our families to be sustained. And now you are actually budgeting a wage from your wages on a monthly basis, that I have to send so much at home because things are so bad. So I think when we do, we also need to then take that opportunity to educate our families, to make sure that they know, come the election, they know where to vote. I'm not taking away the fact that you are mentioning, that you are saying there's not been any leadership in in Bohera, my leader. I think we will follow that one up with our leadership. And I think they're also trying their best, because they're doing outreach programs. As you had leader Elaine Shiri mentioned earlier on, that she was in so many areas from Harare. I remember the last time I spoke to her, she was in Beckbridge. And the other time I spoke to her, she was in I'm forgetting the name now. You know where Jonathan Moyo comes in Blue Air, in Cholocho there. She was in Cholocho. And, they were doing all these outreach leadership programs. And the next time I spoke to her, I think she was in Gokwe, but this was in a space of less than 2 weeks, that I was speaking to her and she was in all these places. So, and she actually said to me, all the leaders right now, they are doing a rural mobilization. Everyone is in the rural areas. So, if some areas have not been reached, we probably need to keep touching base and making sure that those areas are reached, because it's really very important that that happens. So thank you for bringing that one out. Over to you, Leader Mordecai. Leader Mordecai, you want to unmute and speak, please? It looks like Champion Mordecai is having a challenge there. Can we go to Leader Barbara? Then after that, we go back to
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much, Leader Ali. I think the leadership have spoken, they've thanked us, and I being one of the people that was being thanked, I don't think I can thank the people, but safe to say we need now to pave the way forward. Maybe we can use the remaining time maybe to evaluate ourselves, how we performed Isusu personal leadership, or maybe we are going to create another space, Leader Ali, to say how did we do, and then how do we intend to go forward? Because I also noticed some discrepancies that we need to iron out, highlight, and then iron out. I think we need to have a centralized way of doing things, even if we have different types of fundraisers. But at the end of the day, we need that kind of setup where the funds are centralized, so that we cover every area. Because if we do not do that, I can foresee a duplication where some people will benefit more than other people, and where some people would not have anything, like what was happening, especially the female candidates. We had to run around last minute because they had no resources. I don't know whether it's because of the nature that they are women, or it was a discrepancy or what. But then you see, such things we need to avoid. The candidates have to be treated equally. The benefits have to be equally, even the twinning. Some women were not even twinned, and some women were twinned by branches that were not even functional. So we need to sit down and come up with branches that are functional, not just to give people a branch to say you are going to be twinned with this branch, and yet that branch is not even active, and some people getting active branches. So we need to look into all these. And also, I just want to urge my colleagues that are here that some of us, we never stopped after the by-elections. We still are contributing. We're still contributing monthly to that coffee that we've just announced, Leader Ali. I still contribute to Change Radio monthly. I'm doing something for my constituency, Makoni South. I've been doing that even before the by-elections. I've linked with my constituency. We've done flyers. Next meeting I'll share with you the flyer that we designed for the education. We are now going to educate the villagers way before the elections.
because we know ZANU-PF, they use propaganda, they use threats to threaten our relatives, and we only react, and there will be no time left for us to do the damage control. But if you start now, being a veteran trade unionist, we used to call this civic education. You educate the people, they will never be swayed, or they will never be threatened. You educate them about their rights, that voting is a right. You educate them that no one should accompany you to a ballot to write for you when you can write for yourself. I'll share the flyer with you. It's waiting for approval by the president, but we are done. We've got 10,000 flyers from Makoni South. We are now doing T-shirts. We are also doing some rituals. I will let you know when we are done what we are doing to the chiefs. I'll share with you what we are currently doing. And after that, we'll then go to developmental projects where we are saying we want to do something Batika before the elections, so that when we sell our candidate, but remember, we don't have a candidate as yet, but we are managing to work, even if we don't have a candidate. So I think we need to find an amicable way of working in our constituencies where we come from. Remember, I was born in Bulawayo. I have another constituency in Bulawayo, but I said no, I'll go rural, because we want to win the constituency. Right now, it's in the hands of ZANU-PF. We want to take that constituency, and we are going to take it. So I just urge each one of us here that the struggle continues. Let's not wait for 2023. Let's be doing something. The links are there. So find something to do. And I think if we talk less and we act more, we are going to get there. We have to compliment our leadership, our colleagues that are back home, that are working on the ground. So we have to also work. I usually say isu tinoshandira mumhepo, ivo vari muground. So we have to also to work in the air because we are not on the ground. So yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to contribute, Ali. Thank you.
Thank you, Champion Barbara. Thank you. Champion Esa, would you like to go ahead, please? I think one of the things that I've taken from what you have said, this was more of a feedback rally, and a thank you from the leadership. We probably need to arrange our own self-evaluation space for the diaspora, so that we can evaluate ourselves and see what it is that we did, where we can improve, and that kind of stuff. I take it that's what you meant, Champion Barbara.
Yes.
I think it sounds like a good idea, and then we can sort of like look at ways of how to do better. If we are to go into coaching, we would do like a SWOT analysis to just try and see where our strengths, weaknesses are, and then we can sort of like work with our strengths more and try to improve our weaknesses, to get them to become our strengths. So brilliant. Thank you for that. Champion Esau.
Yes, hello, people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening.
Greetings.
Good night, how are you, host and co-host? Diamond, how are you? Smart tips, Mel C. Barbara. David going to freelance, or the Diamond, right, guys? I think the by-elections were, by and large, a success for a party that is not even 6 months old. I think that was a success. Whether the cantankerous monster thinks that they are trying to see how much support CCC has got or not is another story, because it's also possible that the work being done by Pacheco and the work we are doing as citizens is contributing to the success. But at the same time, I wanted to throw in some kind of ideas that maybe somebody has said this before, or somebody was thinking this way, or someone in the leadership is thinking that way. I don't know, but I will say it. I think this will be the second time I'm saying I've said it before, but in low tones and hushed voices. I think that in as much as we fundraise, we really need to look into finding sustainable ways of raising money, because I think that it's possible that this struggle could push beyond 2023, and even if it didn't, I think that we still have to have a sustainable means of raising money, so that if we got into power in 2023, we don't fall into the same trap as ZANU-PF, that ZANU-PF is not going to do any fundraising, because they'll go or they will go to whoever has been given the money saying your contribution is this much. Maria took the call, no questions asked, then you can't say nothing. If you did, you're out, we're taking your stuff. That it's possible that if I cannot see myself trying to raise money when CCC is in charge. I can't see myself trying to part with my money to say, part out it for campaign. So I think it's important that right now, maybe it's difficult to, I'm thinking of the idea of having some kind of businesses that operate in the name of the organization. I don't know how that can be done. I don't know how that works. I'm not a business person. I'm not a commercial person. I'm not all that, but I think that we need entities that work as companies that can actually bring money into the organization. Whether we do that in Zambia, in Botswana, in Mozambique, in South Africa, maybe even in Zimbabwe, I still think that we need to raise money to buy a T-shirt printing machine for the organization, so that printing my T-shirts from other people. We just need to buy the machine. And since we are fundraising, we might actually do that and start with that kind of thing and say, when I my T-shirts, whatever money they cost, if you guys decide to, you know what, we'll get them printed and pay for the people that need the T-shirts. I don't know. But we need some kind of operation that is besides the state funds, because of course, if you win, you get the state funds in campaign and doing all this kind of thing. But I think you still need some other income outside of what the government will give you because you have won. Because at the end of the day, we may find ourselves in the same trap as ZANU-PF. And I think that if this struggle pushes beyond 2023, I'm not trying to put people down or trying to diminish the people's power or the people's finances, but I think that sometimes things can get, tiring. The struggle can tire you. That there has to be something that can actually help us to do this fundraising. We do know now that it's not possible for these other business people to come in and say, okay, I'm sponsoring or I'm chipping in, because if they did, the cantankerous monster is just coming for them and saying, oh, so you will put out to be superpower and I own a business and operator and Zimbabwe. You know what? You are in trouble for that reason. We support on out this. Saka vanhu vane mabusiness, vanhu vane mari chaichai yakasviba havauyi vachibvisa mari because vanotya kutolabhuriwa kunzi ushushu anoda kuti chikara ichi chibve paposition. So I think we need to come up with ways. Nyangwe zvakave small hazvo, but we need something on the side. T-shirts aya tikwasawatenga kuchina are very, very cheap. Kana ava tichizoaita printing tine machine yedu, then we can, get them going. Vanhu vachibhadhara mari dzavanobhadhara minimum, as long as it can kind of bring in a profit. Everyone ana vacho munokwanisa kuvabhadhara. In another way, we created employment as well. I just had to say this. I don't know how this can be worked out, and I'm not sure if it's viable. I'm not sure if people will buy that. But I think that it's important to think like that, because there always comes a time when people get tired. Zvinofanana zvakaita sehondo iri kurwa kuUkraine. Pane zuva rekuti unotombopedzera wakanganwa kuti kune region isina kumira zvakanaka. which affects all of us in any case. Can Ukraine either under attack, or the Americans are supplying weapons and all this kind of stuff? It affects every other human being on the planet in one way or the other. You know, which you can see with the rising cost of living right now. So I'm just saying, guys, maybe we can think like that, maybe not, but I always try to think ahead. Say, guys, go kumberi kwacho zvinozomira sei tikapfuura 2023. If I see people getting kind of tired, not because havadi, but because this is not easy. Ask the people that go to call to act; they will tell you this is not easy. It's I talk about people like Villager, people like Lighthouse, JL, and Sierra. You know, in the number teasers, I'm number in that 2-3 days, those who but guys, that I think it actually affects people mentally. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but I think it does. Because sometimes Mukatazar is at 200, I might have 5 hours, we've given 5 hours and can't raise 200. So I think that we need other means to prop up this. You can imagine if we raise, say, 100,000, you could probably you're trying to open a shop or something. I think that shop will give you more money than the money you've raised in a year. That year, you know what? Because money is not a razor. We get it used straight away and it's gone and that's it. Can I lose? I'm gonna lose some money to pay. But if we decided to invest it and say, Kuno, we are marrying Bichana, it's prop up my work as an organization and all this kind of stuff, it means that we have invested for a long time. And because of my contributions, it does not have to be every day. You see, I can't go to call to act and come away without doing anything. I can't go to platform people living with albinism and not do anything there. I can't go to Napache fundraiser and come away without donating. This is who I am. I cannot. I find it impossible because no one got up and 1 hour doing a person Maria Pinda, then I'm forced to just say, you know what? You can't just come here and waste away time, do something, and I donate. But I think we should find other ways. I'm not saying people should stop. No, we should keep doing what we are doing. But maybe if we find other ways, I just said to say that piece. It was a lump in my throat, so I needed to say it out. Diamond, how are you again? My title ndasina kutaura Shumba uripo David unamba kutaura Layton Ubuntu ndakutaura iwewe freelance ukaunditambisa bhorasi namuya. Guys, thank you so much. Murisei leader Elad. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Champion Isao. I think that is very vital to look at things on a bigger picture. And I'm grateful that you mentioned that because the printer that we fundraised in the beginning of the year, the card printing machine has arrived in Zimbabwe. We have not been given an update yet whether the president has received it or not. But I think it's one of the things that when the diaspora sort of like desk came in, the ideas that we had was to have all those things that will make things sustainable and benefit the party in a long run. Like the card, once the card printing machine is in production, it basically then means the party will have a sustainable means of income coming from the cards that the machine will be printing that we got through one of the fundraisers that we did as citizens. The other things which were following the card printing machine was the t-shirts printing machines and the poster machines. So I think that what you are saying, we've already talked about it, touched it, and we had looked at things in that way that, you know, if we have those facilities put in place, that will then be able to make things simpler for the party. So I think we might need to visit that particular area again to say, right, guys, remember, beginning of the year, this was our plans, this way our thinking. Obviously, things changed when Triple C came in, and we then, you know, took the direction that we took. But I think that the issue of fundraising day in, day out, I can assure you, it really it does your head in, and support is needed to such fundraisers where people are doing fundraisers, because a new person, sometimes you can inject an idea that can change things in a moment of time at that particular time, and will just incentivize people to do different things. So I think supporting where things are happening is very, 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 very relevant that it's done. We do not want to go on forever tonight on this space. I think we're going to be having more and more spaces as we come. Leader Champion Mordecai, you dropped off earlier. I think we didn't hear you when you tried to speak. I'm just going to allow just you to speak, and then we can round off the meeting. It's been going on for 2.5 hours. So, and the leadership have already spoken. We're also hoping that we might be able to get our other leaders who had not managed to come on board. So I'm going to give you the mic, Champion Pamire. You can unmute and speak. Hopefully you've got network now.
Thank you, Champion Ali. Thank you, citizens. Thank you, everyone who is in this platform, and also to say thank you to VP Kore, who gave us a wonderful speech, and the Champion Eustaros and Ellen. Thank you so much. I'm not going to say much. Some of the items I want to share have been already addressed by other citizens. On behalf of the UK and Ireland structures, as the organizing secretary of the province, I just want to say thank you for the 26th March by-elections. You guys, you structures, you citizens, you did a very great job raising everything. Actually, I need to say thank you. We have got other by-elections coming, one by-election coming again. I know we are still have to go on. We've got by-elections in June 25, Masvingo, Ward 21, Masvingo West. So we've got a work to do. It's not only UK and Ireland. I think these other structures are going to be involved in this. But I thank you, UK and Ireland. You come and join us again, all the structures, and every citizen, you can come and play your part. We need to change the government. So these by-elections are very important to us, especially the Masvingo, Ward 21. They're in the rural. So it's a challenge. And then previously, we lost in a narrow margin. So we have got a great opportunity to win this ward. It's in the rural of Masvingo. So we need all the structures to play a role, and then definitely we'll touch base with everyone. Those who are interested citizens, we can also touch base maybe outside the platform. Also, please play your part. It's our country. We need to remove the regime. So please, 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 let's do our best to take over Masvingo Rural. It's our responsibility. And to those individuals who want to support those champions who are in the supporting allocated clusters in rural areas, please do your best, reach out. We've got champions going to Chimani on Tuesday. You can reach out there, try to support them. Don't wait for fundraising. You can touch base with everyone so that they can have transport, food, and so forth. Please do your best. We've got women assemblies, Ma'am Guido, who's also going to Masvingo. We've got Secretary General Ma'am Kwada, who's also going to Chimani. Please support them, touch base with them. If you need their details, we've got leaders here. Please support them with their fuel. They're doing a great job, and the job is very difficult for them. So do your best, please. That's what I want to share with you. Thank you, citizens. Have a good time. God bless you. Thank you for your support.
Thank you so much, Champion Pamire, for your words there. Those who haven't spoken, I can see we've got Champion Nick Mangwana with us requesting for a mic. We only had the last speakers who spoke. They have already spoken, and anybody else who has not been able to speak, I'm going to apologize that we are not able to go ahead. We'll give the mic again the next time we open a different space. But I just want to appreciate everyone for coming. the contribution, our leadership, Champion Elaine, Champion Ostalos, and Champion VP Kore, and our other leadership. I want to thank you. Those again who did the fundraisers, and I'm just going to finish with a song, and yeah, appreciate you. Thank you very much, and have a very good evening. I'm also going to say a big thank you to our biggest fundraisers, which is our diaspora structures, Call to Act, Change Radio, Diaspora Network, and all those that supported the struggle that we have just passed through. As you heard, we've got more to come, or more that's coming. So thank you very much, everyone. It's gonna be a good evening.